Ooh, it's gonna be.
Oh my, here we are. It is Starward Bound on WebDM. It is Twitch. To those in the future, maybe looking back through the prism of the magic of YouTube, hello. We welcome you as well. It's time to get back into space maybe and see if we can maybe figure out this mystery that is befuddling our players the last few adventures here. So let's talk about some sponsors. That being Tabletop Loot. Tabletop Loot has done a thing here, and what that thing is given us a code, and what that code does is give you 15% off dice. What code, you might ask? WebDM15. See, it makes sense now. 15% off dice, mugs, and t-shirts. WebDM15 over at tabletoploot.com. So, now that that's out of the way, let's get around to cast and crew, and then we'll do a little bit of a recap and then hop into the action. First and foremost, the special man here in this sphere, Trey. How are you doing, man? What's up?
Hey, man, I am doing excellent. You might hear some occasional sucking and teeth splattering because I just got done chewing like this massive sausage. So I had to make sure I had, the proper vitamins to make sure that Coup is properly represented, man. It's been far too long, and I'm ready to get going. In case you are a first-time watcher, I play Coup, the half-Kinsey monk that likes to smoke and paint and has mommy issues, which is considerably better than having daddy issues. So there's a plus right there.
That's very true. Next up on the docket is WebDM's communications coordinator and extraordinaire, Emma Lambert. How are you this evening?
I'm good, coordinator. Did you demote me? I'm the director.
You're the director. Sorry. I got lost in the middle of your title, and
You did, and I've forgotten Hilda's title at this point. I was gonna say
Commodore 364. I don't know, how old is she again?
She's 364.
Oh well, yeah, Commodore 364. Exactly. There you go.
There you go. It's perfect. I'm gonna be playing Hilgard, the cleric, and Commodore 364. I'm excited. I don't remember what happened last time at all because it was 2 weeks, and I'm just gonna admit it right now.
It's all right. I'm gonna give you a recap. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Next up is Kiana. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing okay. I'm real sleepy. It's kind of the last month of my term, so everything is happening at the end of this month, which just means there's so much I have to write and do. But I'm here. I can just forget about that for a few hours and be here with my lovely crew going into space. I play E44, everyone's favorite murder robo, who did not, if not the murder robo in question, this time round.
Oh.
They had nothing to do with it. And they're very confused as to what's happening and how it feels to be just one out of several Warforged.
Yes, no longer the single Warforged in space, but one of millions, maybe? You're not really sure. You lost count at somewhere north of like 458,000 when y'all visited the foundry. Anyway, and last but not least, Greg, how you doing there, sir?
I'm doing well. And before we go any further, I will say that E404 is one of a kind. As Elry Tossbottle, my arcane trickster, will tell you, E404, his best friend, is a singular entity, non-duplicated, non-replicated, no comparison in this sphere or any other. And as I said, I am Elry Tossbottle. I am going to sit back. I am going to deliberately strategize over every possible path and plan that this party can take. I'm going to come to an intelligent decision. I'm going to shy completely away from that and do whatever my penis tells me. Let's go.
And thus it will end up in the brig invariably. It is its destination. It is its North Star, the brig, that is. So let's do a bit of a recap. The party last week investigating the attempted kidnapping of the Queen. One guy got away. One guy died. One guy was killed in recovering her. So they decided to investigate the foundries where the Warforged, where the Endeavor is occurring, and also where the Eagles themselves are manufactured. They found a crooked forge or foreman there who let some guys take a joyride. They returned learning about the king's death 10 years prior, seemingly an accident, and returned for a meeting in order to meet all of the various ministers, and officials in the Queen's court, where they learned a few bits of information. They learned about an organization that is bent on rejoining the galaxy before the Endeavor is completed, the Assembly of the Risen, and they learned of the Queen's brother-in-law and his son, and some of his goings on, traveling out in and about the city quite a bit, and that's kind of where we are. Oh, I'm sorry, we left off with Hilda wanting to cast Speak with Dead on the deceased abductor, only to find when they went to the storeroom where the bodies were being kept, it's no longer there. And that's where we pick up. As you stand there, the Queen's master-at-arms Zico is standing mouth agape, and as he sees his career coming to a careening halt with this transgression, what does the party do?
Well, I know the Cool's gonna be pretty upset, cause, yeah, man, that's a big clue. Who was in charge of watching this man? It seems at every turn somebody is doing something unexpected that is only making the process a lot longer. Who is responsible?
I had two. Zico speaks up. I had two of my my personal guard on this door. I will seek them out. I'm not quite sure where they are right now. But you are looking in a room. There looks like maybe this is some version of like a clinic, maybe on this level. There's multiple tables. The two guards from the explosion, their bodies are still in here against the wall, covered up. But yes, your man, one of the abductors, his body is gone.
Investigate the room then. That's that would be the next thing the Cool would do. See if there's anything left behind, anything look out of place, in anything. So
okay.
Okay.
Give me give me if you're using your eyes, give me perception. If you're actually getting in the room, give me investigation.
Can we all jump in on this, or
Oh yeah. Anyone?
I'll do some investigate.
Perception plus 5 is 19.
Okay.
17 plus 3 is a dirty 20.
Okay, so 19, 20. Yeah, y'all get in the room. And I mean, you can tell which table that the guy was brought in on. I mean, he did fall from a great height, so he was a little bit of a mess. So there is some blood stains on the table that he was on, and you kind of walk around the table itself, and you see a like a puddle at the bottom of the base of the table, and there is a front part of like a boot print, like in the blood itself.
Is Zico still in the room, or is he taken off to find the missing guards already?
I mean, he left to go find the missing guards.
Okay. Coup will take out a sketch pad and sketch out the boot print on his pad, just so maybe when we get another official soldier or security guard, we can ask if these look like standard issue boots, or if they look like somebody else's.
Okay. Do you do anything else in this room?
Nah. That's it for the cool.
Okay.
I do not understand. Did someone take the body away?
Or seems that way.
Hey, yes, the unprofessionalism. I feel that there are things plotting against us, and they may be larger than we may perceive. So we all know already about the assembly of the risen, right? Or is that just a certain knowledge to certain people?
I don't.
Well, like we know they exist for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, y'all have been told. Yeah, there is a group that wishes a group of the population, not a majority, but a significant amount, that wish to return. Go ahead and return. That they feel that enough of the sphere is finished. They'll be able to handle anything, any challenge thrown, and they should go ahead and rejoin the galaxy at large. Did I give you the leader's name last time? I think I did.
Give it to me again.
Okay. You would have heard that their leader, his name is Sarak T.
That's right, Sarak T. All right. Did I get this information when I had that small talk with Mom?
Yeah.
I just wanted to recap. Okay.
Yeah. I know that she gave you some of this, and y'all learned a little bit from guards, the Warforged y'all talked to, or so. Little bits all over.
Pruitt, I'd like
Yes, sir.
Puff to see if there's any type of like psionic residue in this area. Being a siphon, if there was some type of psionic presence or a being that maybe had more. He's trying to determine if it's one of their past enemies is all that might be implicated in this.
Okay. Give me a let me pull up the flump. Give me a D20 roll.
Sure.
As Puff kind of like
Okay, so that was a natural 1, but do I get the chance to re-roll those because I'm a halfling and
He's a flump.
Okay. So Puff Puff got a 1.
Yeah, so Puff Puff kind of comes into the room and is like, well, I don't sense anything of a psychic nature. And he goes back around towards the door. And I rolled for him and got a 20. And he kind of stops at the door and he's like, I do sense some kind of mind magic. Not psionic, though. Right here. And he kind of like takes his 2 eye stalks and just kind of does this by the front door, by the door to the room. He's like, right around here.
Can we check? Can we check for some type of like threshold or spell components or something that might have been, if it's mind magic, something that might have been cast there or...
Yeah. I mean, do you have any magical means to do that? Are you speaking purely?
I think
normal
I do. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay.
So this would be, does it pass the eyeball test? Is what I'm asking.
I mean, it's a hallway, right? Like,
okay, let me put it to you like this. To make it more, I'm assuming, the increasing the DC. He looks around to see if there are any residual spell components that might have been in the spell. He looks around.
Yeah, give me an investigation.
Okay. Fuck me. That's a 6. Forget it. I thought I was onto something, but the dice don't want me to be on anything. Never mind.
Hilda's gonna can Hilda talk to the flump?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can talk.
You have full access. It's not like Ricky Martin. I mean, you can go right up to him and talk. He's a real person.
Well, it's Puff Puff and not Give. I wasn't sure if it's like.
Yeah, Give. He's a bit of a diva, but I mean, Puff Puff's fine.
Puff Puff. Are you talking about your sensing an active spell or something that used to be here and isn't anymore?
He kind of like does this with his mouth. He's like, yeah, it's waning. It happened before. It's just the residual left. The residual energy is here, though.
Well,
how long does this residual energy last? Did it just happen? Was it something that happened hours ago?
Well, I would assume that it didn't happen too long ago. It's almost gone. Can barely taste it. Tastes like blueberries.
Is there a window in the room or anything that looks out?
No. This is like an internal, like inside the tower, like not on the edges.
Wait, blueberry.
Well, I mean, different things taste like different things in my mind.
We got a blueberry expert.
Hey, well, if this has recently happened, maybe we can go out and see if anything strange. It can't be easy to move a body. Or is this residual residue something that has made the body disappear?
No, it's mind magic, I'm pretty sure. Happened right about here. And he just kind of, again, he kind of points to either side of the front door. I mean, you assume it's where the guards would have been.
Yeah, Darkul's gonna immediately run out the door and head the continuing direction. I'm assuming the way that we came in is heading back to where the throne room was, where we had the meeting. Is it
yeah, I mean, if you go out the door, if you head to the right, it goes to the elevator that goes up to the throne room. And if you head left, I mean, the hallway continues down for a bit, but it moves towards the outside, the edge of the tower, of the actual palace tower. You're kind of at the core of the tower right now.
Okay, yeah, Darkul's gonna sprint down that hallway, hoping to maybe catch somebody with a rolled up rug on their shoulder or something. I don't know, anything that could look a little conspicuous.
Okay. I mean, you dash down the hallway, and I mean, you see a servant like coming out of a room, like, kind of startled her. Looks like
Stop her real quick and ask, have you seen anything that looks strange, like somebody moving something very large and heavy?
No, but I'm being asked a question by the royal. Oh my God! And she like drops down.
There's no time for formality. Stand up, please.
Okay.
You saw nothing. Did you hear anything?
No,
Like rushing,
I was
fast movement.
I was just dusting. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't think I heard anything.
Okay, thank you for your time. Please continue, and I apologize for yelling. And then Darko's going to continue on down, like full sprint.
Okay. You continue down the hallway, and you reach like the edge. It's kind of like this. You're kind of moving. The hallway is kind of like the spoke of a wheel, and you're kind of moving to the edge of the wheel, and you get to like the edge hallway that kind of runs around the edge of the tower, and there's windows there, and you reach that and look both ways at the kind of the T intersection. You approach, and you don't see anything. Give me a perception check.
18.
18. Okay. Yeah. You think you catch like a flight of like eagles flying away. You're not sure if it has anything to that, but it looks like they took off from the top of the tower and like dipped down, and you just kind of see them flying off away from not the direction of the foundries that y'all went earlier today, but another direction, kind of northward.
Okay. All right. That's enough information for Darko would take that and sprint back to crew and relay that information. I am not for certain, but I thought I heard something sound eagle-like. It is a long shot, but they were heading in the northward direction.
So,
yeah, go ahead. Please, I'm sorry, man.
So we should investigate that way with our own eagles, yes?
Excellent idea.
And in terms of the traces of... Hi, Monk.
You're ruining everything.
In terms of the traces of mind magic around here, if the guards are missing and they were stationed there, I would assume that whatever magic had been used against them. I do not think they would move on their own, especially in such tense times. It would mean that somebody would have to be doing this on the inside, I believe is the colloquial term for that. So either we investigate what happened to the guards, or we go and follow those eagle sounds.
We could do both. Chappie Sinclair!
We are inside of an enclosed room.
Do you just scream that in the clinic?
No, he's going to be moving like towards a window.
Okay, well, remember, there's no windows here because you're in the kind of the core of the tower. But if you'd like to take the elevator up to the kind of the landing where y'all first came in, you could totally do that.
You know what? As much as Elry wants to run right off and do this, we need a long rest. Big time. Like,
Yeah.
I have nothing. I've got cantrips left and like
I mean,
harsh language.
Yeah, after the meeting and everything, it's getting into evening. Like it's again, it was nighttime as the forge moves overhead. So it is dark out. But DeCool, you did see what looked like a flight of eagles heading north. Again, you're not sure if that has anything to do with it, but you can determine that on your own. But do y'all want to head back to your quarters and maybe try to get a bit of a rest?
Yes, and to to meet you all halfway across the sky, he's going to send puff puff give and left hand side north.
Okay, yeah. What orders do you give them, since he'll be kind of like out of your range?
Just go forward. If you see a collection of eagles that seem to have riders, let me know. If you happen to see somebody carrying a body, let me know. If you happen to see good drugs or alcohol, let me know.
Okay, will do.
If there's a shit fuck corner building along the way, let me know. There's a lot of stuff going.
You want to know where the brothel is? Got it.
You're a good friend. Puff puff.
I'm the friend that you made me.
The guy that was kidnapped. How brutally was his body? You said there was a pool of blood underneath it.
I was just sorry. I was making assumptions on your behalf, given the scene before you. There's just blood stains, but you do know that he fell from like a few hundred feet up in the air. So
okay, so that gonna be some blood, like real blood.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, as he was moved here, some of that still was kind of like leaking out of however they were transporting him. Some blood still found its way onto the table in here.
Okay, is there a trail of it? Because if they're just carrying an open body, then there's going to be blood dripping. But if they wrapped it up in something, then probably
no, there is no trail of blood outside of the room. It was just kind of on the table. And again, it looks like somebody stepped in it. Maybe they wiped their foot. You see right next to it on the ground. And then, it kind of goes cold after that.
But before Dakul turns in for the evening, he's gonna try and find Zico.
Okay. I was gonna say, as y'all are heading to your quarters, Zico catches back up with you, and he reports. He's like, "My guards, they're missing. I've asked everyone, the ones that were on shift. No one has seen them, and there are some eagles missing from the rookery. They weren't supposed to be checked out."
We only have one clue. The perpetrators have left the footprints in the blood. The crew's going to show him the drawing of the boot print.
Okay. He looks at that and he's like, "No, it can't be. That's the Queen's. I mean, that is the boot print of the Queen's Guard."
The Queen's Guard?
Yes, my men.
Stupid. So the Queen's Guard were the guards that were watching the body?
Yes. His two men. I mean, he's the captain of the Queen's Guard, and yeah, he confirms that boot print is the boot print of the Queen's Guard.
What do you know of these two men? Their whereabouts? Where do they go? Who do they talk to? Where do they live?
I don't know. I mean, they live in the barracks like the other guardsmen. They're good, loyal men. I've never known them to be late for a shift or have any kind of grievance on their record. This is not like them. I would swear to that this is not. I can't believe that they would be part of this, not willingly.
Take me to their barracks.
Yes, I will. He takes you a few floors down to the kind of the Queen's Guard barracks. I mean, they barracks, that's the term for it. I mean, they all have at least kind of their own space. It's not like they're all in bunk beds, lined up, but it's all kind of a communal living area. A central, looks like a meeting kind of cooking area. Each person has their own living quarters kind of around the periphery of the big open space itself. He shows you to their bunks. It's pretty standard stuff. I mean, they have their uniforms, a few personal items. Looks like one.
Right.
Go ahead.
Most soldiers have like a, like a little stash bag or something where they keep extra change or phone numbers or whatever. The Coup would go throughout. Do they have like the barrack boxes where they keep their stuff at?
Yeah, I mean they have like a chest for personal effects and things like that, and you go through it. It's a lot of the normal stuff, like paintings of looks like one of them has a painting of his family, his mom and dad, him, maybe a sibling, who knows. You find some love letters, things like that. In one of their barracks, you do. I will say this: you do find a pamphlet for a meeting for the risers.
Okay.
The Assembly of the Risen.
The Coup would definitely hold on to that, and he would ask Zeke, I saw something that was strange. It's a shot in the dark. The eagles were flying. The eagles were flying in a northward direction.
North.
What the people have? Yes, I was wondering, what the people for this Assembly of the Risen? Is it in any central location that could possibly be north of here?
Well, I mean, they're pretty decentralized. I mean, they operate in the city proper. I don't know of any strongholds or safe houses that are known to us that are specifically north. I mean, I don't know. The only things I can think of that are north are the training grounds. The military academy is north. Also, we have our mages practice grounds there for practicing, their spellcraft. It's pretty barren, actually, north.
The mages. That is interesting. Okay. This will do for now. Take me back to my quarters so I can get the proper rest. And we will start early in the morning.
At once, sir. And he escorts you back, and y'all can take a long rest. Is there anything else you want to do before night gives way to the dawn?
Nope.
So we level up too, right?
We'll have to see at the end of this adventure.
So after our long rest, it's around what time of the evening is it?
I mean, y'all did go to bed pretty early, so y'all can get a very early rise. I mean, y'all can wake up like at the before dawn if you want. You don't have to sleep for 8 hours. It's just you kind of have to be inactive. But y'all have been inactive for a while, so you can just say y'all had already started your long rest in a manner of speaking, because you haven't done anything very strenuous. So if you want to get started, 5 a.m. quote unquote. Whoa.
first thing in the morning, Dakul would request one of those wardrobe robots so that he can have a hood to go with his outfit. Some type of covering for his head.
Okay.
Because that is the only significant piece of telltale evidence of his royalty. That's what I'm assuming.
Well, there's the hair and then your silver eyes. Like
Okay.
Like you do share that with your mother. I mean.
All right. Well, I still have my equipped goggles. So I would just request for nothing crazier than just like a hoodie.
Okay.
Or matter of fact, just how about like a skull cap, just completely covered, not even a hoodie. Is there a Heliax version of a modern day skull cap?
They can whip you up one pretty quickly. Take measurements of your head, take into account your hair volume, and yeah, they whip you up a skull cap. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, so Dakul would also, after he would have relayed all that information to the rest of his crew about the training grounds being in the area, the mages. It's not a mage academy; it's also a mage training ground, correct? So is that what you said? It was like a mage training ground.
Actually, it's the military's training ground, the military academy, and the mages training ground. The mages academy is in the city, but they have their training ground outside because they don't want them casting fireballs in the city. But yes, so it's all kind of a big campus north of here.
Okay. Yeah, and my one last piece. I hate I'm taking over the conversation. I'm sorry, everybody. Just trying to piece it together. He would suggest to the crew. I only really need is the direction where the Eagles have gone, and the possibility of the connection of the leaders of the Assembly of the Risen. I propose, if we have the time, to go to the street, ask for possible recruitment, find out how we can meet members of this faction.
I suppose that could work. Though I do not know what area we would be able to find connections.
I am not familiar either. Maybe to be as bold is to ask openly.
Would we not get in trouble with any authorities?
I imagine we would. I am trying to piece together an idea of where a secretive group would do recruitment. There is always the possibility of finding the local watering hole and speak with some of the locals there and ask questions.
And he will turn to Ellery. Just do you think we will be able to talk to people and find the, how would you say, sketchy people?
Oh yeah, we're gonna figure this all out. It's just it's a time type of thing. Are we gonna do it in an hour or is it gonna take us a day? We'll figure it out. We'll get it done. I could use a drink. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it is
Pretty
5:30 a.m.
It's pretty early, and I'm up. I didn't realize the clock started now, or that the sky looked like this. It's bright. It's always so goddamn bright here. Yeah.
Seriously, it's very weird the way this place works because it's like coming out of an eclipse. Like dawn literally takes like 5 minutes across the city, and then it's like daylight.
I tell you what, I'm of the opinion that the easier we can do things here in, Brightsville, the better it'll be for us. So, Commodore, do you have any magic that could help us in this situation? We live in a world full of the spectacular. Perhaps we have some type of enchantment or some type of magical machination that we can. I don't. Maybe you do. Let's listen in.
Well, Ellery, I'm glad you asked. I do believe I have a fair few things that would work. My DM is backseat gaming me right now. I'm reading what he's saying right now. But, wait, so a dead creature is still a creature, correct?
Yeah.
You've got my vote.
I mean, they're still technically a creature, so sure.
Yes. Well, in that case, I am going to attempt to scry on the dead man.
Okay.
Because I have his blood.
You do have his blood.
I do.
Okay, so you attempt to scry on the dead man. Go for it.
Yes. Yes, I do. I'm going to peep on the dead man. I have his blood. I have to do the target has to make a wisdom saving throw. However, it is dead.
It's going to be tough because he's dead.
It is going to be tough for him to do that because he's dead.
Well, I'm going to make the saving throw for a completely different reason.
All right.
What's the save?
Let's see. What is it? I have his body part, so save modifier is -10. That
save modifier is -10?
That seems weird. It seems like it should get harder to save. It seems like it should be more difficult.
I think that might mean it's a -10 to the roll.
Ah, well, there you go. -10 to your roll. And DC is 18.
Okay, it's good that you have the blood. Okay, so this is what you see. What's your scrying look like? This is the first time you scried.
That's true.
Yeah, considering it's been done so much on y'all. Yeah.
Let's see. She's grave cleric, so it's got to be sort of creepy. Have you ever seen one of those things where it's like a flip book, but like you spin it and then you look inside?
Uh-huh.
I think it looks like that.
Okay, so you have your little contraption, maybe left over from your forging days. Just a little tinkering contraption. You give it a spin and look in, and you see the formation of a human. It looks like he's wearing military garb. You've seen soldiers walking around. He's laying on a table, and you see a robed figure standing next to him, and some other military types standing around him. And you see the robed figure like casting a spell, and you see the dead man sit up. You can't see the robed man's mouth from the vantage point that you have, but you definitely see the dead abductor, and his body is it's pretty torn up. I mean, it burst open. He kind of flops up, and you just kind of see him like opening in his mouth, like mumbling, and he looks like he's talking to the people. And after a few moments, the robed figure puts a hand up, and everybody kind of looks at him, and he turns and looks and makes a motion, and your scry is cut off.
Hilda will convey what she saw.
Mm-hmm.
Say, damn it, I think they're trying to do what I wanted to do to this dead man. They were talking to him. That's terrible. I have no idea who this person is, correct?
You did not get a good look at the robed figure. You did see some other military types. They didn't look like infantrymen. They looked like top brass.
Okay.
You didn't.
What was the room that they were in? Was I able to get any clues about?
The room they were in, it looked like it was some kind of like hangar, maybe. You're not really sure. It was a big open space, but it was there was just like a cot like it looked like a military cot, like you would assume.
Okay.
And that's what the man's body was on in the middle of this kind of open space. And like I said, the only thing you saw was a few military types. They look like officers, maybe, and a robed figure with a few magical accoutrements. And he was casting some sort of spell. And the dead spoke.
How decked out were these guys? Did they look like they're a bunch of mucky mucks at some meeting, right?
Yes, they look. They did. It's not like they were girded for battle. They were wearing dress uniforms. They were officers. It looks like they were officers in dress uniforms. I mean, you saw the adjutant general just at the meeting. Looks similar to that.
Okay.
But you didn't get a good look at those there. They were kind of at the periphery of your scrying, and they were kind of out of focus. So,
okay. I'm going to say yes. What's happening? It looks like military men. They look like they are in a large hangar with like a military cot, and I am curious if the people who are familiar with this place could think of where that might be. Big open hangar in this built-up place.
Zico, he speaks up. They could be at the military academy. There's, like I said, there are training grounds out there. They have hangars where they have their eagles. They outfit them for battle. Things like that.
How far away is that?
It's not too far. It's only half hour or so north of town. Up the curve.
I think it's worth a start unless anybody has other ideas.
You think that the military has him?
I did see military people with him, so yes, I do. And they also know that I know, and so we should probably hurry up.
They know that you know?
Okay.
Well,
Yep.
What do you plan to do when you get there?
Ellery laughs.
Well, do you guys want the guy back or not?
Well, I do, and I want to find out where my guards are, but I shudder to think why the military would want that assailant, that villain.
It's so unusual to think that there's tension between the government and the military. That's crazy. It never happens, does it?
We've not seen it here, no.
I'm gonna teach you about like history here, or like civics, things that happen.
Yes, we have a pretty elaborate curriculum. There have not.
This shouldn't be surprising. This is what happens like half the time when things destabilize. But I think we should go up there. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Yep.
Okay.
Zico, who is in charge of the military of the training ground area? What's top level official?
Oh, well, the adjutant general, Toma. He was at the meeting earlier. He's a kind of a small of stature, but he's got a big voice and a bigger heart. He speaks his mind, and he's a solid military commander, but he's in charge of the academy and the military in general.
Is it possible that he will be there when we arrive?
He generally stays there at the grounds of the academy. He doesn't like to leave. He only comes for meetings, so I'm sure he headed back, as soon as the meeting was done.
Would you happen to know his stance regarding the Heliax Sphere? On what side he plays on?
And you see him, he almost answered immediately, and then he kind of like stops, and it looks like he's debating.
It seems you have a difficult task in your mind. What gives you pause?
Well, I've only had a few interactions with the general, but at one party, he did imbibe a bit too much, and he did ponder what good we could do if we returned, like what good influence we could spread if we did return. With the obvious might that we have, we could do some good things. But again, I would hate to characterize the man in that moment, just from that moment.
I understand. I do appreciate any bit of information to help us just understand who we may be talking to.
Yes. I mean, I do know that his son is quite close with the young prince. He is his personal attaché.
Is like a consigliere. Did I say that right? I always fuck that up.
Oh yeah, consigliere. Yeah.
What is his son's name? It slipped my mind.
Yes, his son is named Vorta.
Vorta. Excellent. This is all good information. Daku would ask Hilda, were you able to decipher what time of day, or were there any windows in the building where the man was risen? Any distinguishing characteristics?
I saw a robed person. I wish I knew more. I know it seemed like a big empty like hangar bay. And it was simultaneous. It's happening at the same time. So
yeah, I mean, Hilda, you're a grave cleric. You know that he was probably casting Speak with Dead.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In case there was any I'll shut up.
No, it was pretty clear. That's interesting. I haven't seen any other clerics here, have I?
No. But you have heard people mutter like prayers to someone or something called Vornskaya. You've heard that a couple times from people here and there.
Vornskaya.
Yes, Vornskaya.
All right, I'll ask Mr. Man then. What's Vornskaya?
And he just kind of like looks up at the star, and he's like, well, he resides there. He's the keeper of the flame. He gives us heat. He keeps us alive. He's the giver of all things.
Interesting. That's very interesting. She takes out a notepad and writes that down. She's an anthropologist background, and I forget. She's taking notes because nobody knows about this culture.
It's a lot to take in. I get it.
Yes.
Can any of us ask questions here?
Yeah, I mean, I assume y'all are just kind of like walking towards to your eagles because y'all were talking about wanting to go north, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, with Vornskaya, the precepts of the religion, does it speak about inclusion, staying in the sphere, or does it speak about expansion of a divine right? Where do you think that Voronskaya falls on the whole, should we stay or should we go now?
Well, I mean, God damn it. If we stay, there could be trouble, young Tossbottle. If we go, it would be double. No, Voronskaya doesn't. I struggle to explain. It's not so much a religion. It is the entity in the sun. And some give thanks to it, but there is no official like religion. There are those that draw power from Voronskaya, I have heard, but I have not heard of any kind of formalized religion here in the sphere. It is just, if anything, he sounds like he's like describing like a spirit or something like that. Like it's an entity that is known but not necessarily worshipped.
Well, tell me about the ones who draw power from it.
Oh, well, generally they tend towards fire magic, but you know, I've busted one, called himself a warlock of Voronskaya. He was a troublemaker. I had to put him in prison, but that's my only personal interaction. Before I joined the Queen's Guard, of course.
Interesting. Well, whoever this person was, they were capable of some fairly high-level magic. They're able to talk to the cadaver in question.
That's troubling. One should not speak with the dead.
Well, not unless you really need to ask them something. I agree. You don't want to bother them that much.
That's no.
Oh, agree to disagree. But you know, it's notable that this person can do that. Is there anybody at the military you think would be capable of doing that?
I have never heard the Adjutant General speak very well of casters. He's not. He trusts a good sword arm. I've heard that. I don't have much interaction with him, other than observing him at the odd meeting or so. But I don't know. That's the hubbub.
Tell me about the Vorsta.
He's a little. I believe he's a little younger than the prince. He's about to start his academy training. I'm pretty sure, but as of right now, he is again just kind of the personal attaché to the prince. They are together most of the time. You know, they seem friends. But I've not had really many interactions with them personally.
Okay, so he is not actually a part of the military as of yet.
Well, no, he is just General Toma's son. But you know, there are high hopes for Vorta, considering his lineage.
Around his age, how old is he?
Who, the general or the son?
The son.
I believe he's 18, 19, just a year or two younger than the prince.
He's still at the age of easy influence. That evening, the general was a bit loose with his lips. Was he intoxicated? Is he intoxicated this evening? Is he a practitioner of tasty beverages from time to time, if you know what I mean?
No, actually, that I think that's why he was a little loose. He's not known for the drink, so I don't believe he can hold it that well. Do you have any more questions for Zico before y'all mount up and start heading north?
Hey, Zico. Excuse me.
Yes.
Can you get in like contact with via magical means with the general?
I mean, we can send a message. I can call ahead. Yes.
Yeah, could you go ahead and tell him to check out those hangars that we suspect that there's foul play and shenanigans going on, and underneath his very sober nose that there is, you know, a body has been stolen. We believe it has been secreted away to one of his very own hangars. And if he could check, that'd be awesome, because they're going to know we're coming, but it'll take some time for us to get there. If he rolls in about 5 minutes from now, boy, oh boy, won't that be a surprise for some people? Huh.
Oh, yeah, of course. When we get to the landing, I'll phone ahead. Sure. And he kind of looks a little odd at your brashness. And he gets to the top and he kind of walks over to that box when you first got there and pulls out a device and puts it up to his ear, and he's like, starts talking, and then you see him kind of like look over at y'all and says something else and hangs the phone up, and he's like, he says that you may come and claim the body whenever you like.
Oh shit.
And yeah, and Zico's like, what's going on here?
It's a coup, good man.
I can't believe that.
That's what everybody says before they get killed by the coup.
But he... Damn you, Emma. Damn you, Emma, for invoking Bill Hicks on me. Someone thought they saw some pro-Stalin pigeons nearby. Coup. Sorry. That was the best goddamn pun you will ever hear. Sorry, I will not quote Bill Hicks. Sorry, my bad. Anyway, you should look him up, kids.
The door is ajar.
So,
Hold on, wait, before we take off, I'd have like one more question for Zico.
Yeah.
Because as the cool is starting to see kind of things slowly unfolding, who is watching my mother?
I have the rest of my guard contingent watching her. She's dining with with her brother-in-law.
Together.
Oh, I mean, there are some other ministers there, but yes, that's...
I will, when it is possible, to radio your whoever is in charge or who knows what my mother's schedule is. And I want it sent to me immediately.
I mean, I can tell you her schedule. I'm captain of the guard after all. She'll be dining for another hour and a half, and then they will take to the Queen's Salon, where they will entertain each other, listen to music for 30 minutes to an hour, and then they will depart. After that, she's going to bed.
Do we know who the guards are that will be watching her? Who will be outside of her door while she sleeps this evening?
They're members of my retinue. I mean, we are the Queen's Guard. We guard the Queen.
I hear the tone in your voice. And even though this may sound like a humorous moment, watch yourself. For she has already been kidnapped once. And we already have a guard that is disappeared.
And I want to get to the bottom of these oversights just as much as you. This is my job on the line. I've already prepared my resignation letter, but I do want to see that she is safe, and please trust that. I apologize for me being short and flippant. I don't like being questioned, but your
For
questions are valid.
security reasons, just for this evening, in this massive throne and kingdom, I am quite certain that there must be multiple bedrooms. And if that is the case, I want my mother sleeping in one of a different bedroom this evening. Tell her it is a request from her loving son. And tell no one. Yeah, and that would be the last thing the Coup will say as he gets ready to head out to the training grounds with his lovely crew.
Okay. And so I want y'all to strategize. I have to return the beer that I just rented. So I'll be right back in just 1 minute.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We get there,
What's
we
up?
murder everybody. We speak with Dead, we find out who was the problem, and then we bring back everybody that wasn't the problem.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was thinking as well.
I mean, why doesn't everyone just murder, ask the questions, and then bring back the people that were nice?
Y'all are some dark, fucked up bastards.
I'm a realist. The Cool, damn it.
Yes.
I do not think that is the best approach.
You better hope I never learn how to write code, E404. We downloading the toss bottle protocol into.
Oh god.
I find it quite odd how E404 has suddenly learned how to shake dance. Mix martinis.
They know,
Okay,
how to
so-
say, they know how to say fuck, but only in the context of fucking-ear.
Which is my favorite fucking phrase ever. The fucking ear. Ask Clark. I miss that so much. Well, we need to bring him back just so I can hear that. I suggest this guy knows we're coming. He has the body. He's being very, very. I mean, do we even want to go there now? Should we go to like check the Cool's mom? And we're a step behind all these cats right now. And
See, you're thinking, well, I'm thinking about protect the mom thing because I feel a second kidnapping coming. That's why.
yeah, because they got the body for a specific reason to ask questions. I'm sure it was. They needed information about something. Bullshit stealing from the castle is not going to mean anything. If the general, I mean, this guy's obviously implicated. We have the body. Where did you find it? You know, you didn't stop any of this stuff going on. Did you detain the people? You know, I guess we can go there and ask questions. I feel that we're at least one step behind these cats, and we're going to be chasing them whenever they do something next. We're going to learn about it when we come back. I hate to say this because this is a DM's best friend, but we could, dramatic pause, split the party.
If we split the party, I'm going anywhere mom's is. And also, if the general knows we're coming, then it's I'm pretty certain it's going to be a trap. It's going to be a fight.
Yeah.
Well, the body is useless to us for 10 days at this point. They already cast
Is it-
Speak with Dead.
They already used it. Yep.
Yeah.
So this is that, and then clearly magic shit's happening. There's magic bullshit. I'm pretty sure those guards were magicked. And then there's clearly a mage involved with this. So you know.
Yeah. Well, there's also the Mage Training Academy. We can ask. I don't know what question to ask. Magic's not my thing.
The whole with the Mage Training Academy is how do we know if they're in it or not?
Exactly.
Well,
I think we know what they want, and we're not addressing that. They need the queen. Regardless of what they need the queen, no matter what. Even if they take the queen out, they need the queen and the Cool. That's the one thing that they needed and they didn't get. They're trying to clean up their shit now, and they haven't been able to do it real well. I think that if Hilda and E404, which are the two most, I mean, you two, there's no way to disguise E404. If you fly out with 4 eagles towards the north, you know, even with 2 other guardsmen that they can kind of trust, they'll think that we're coming. And then DeCool and I will go to the dinner and make sure that shenanigans don't ensue. And then hopefully we can kind of even up this race, because right now we're falling back and we're falling behind.
I agree with everything, man. I'm co-signing all that. I'll take a step further. Maybe we should even just take the queen.
Oh yeah, we're going to get absolutely murdered if we do that. But if we allow her to continue her normal plan, we got to see exactly who is manipulating what, and if there is, we got to sneak in. So DeCool, if we sneak into the dinner party, if we sneak into the dinner party, we can watch her and protect her without the observations of others. There's no way that Hilda and E404 can go. That's my plan. It sucks. It splits the party right down the center, but we need to do something brash to try to catch up here. We're running behind. My thoughts.
Okay. All right. If we don't sneak into the party, maybe I can just ask her for some mommy time, you know, like a little vacation. We can go at it that way. Plans. Let's have everything out.
I think we should sneak into the dinner party. Like, even if it's just stealthing in, we should sneak into the dinner party and see what happens. This coup attempt is running real hot. I mean, they're trying like one after the other to get shit done, and it's failing. So you would think that they would go for the trifecta of whatever and see if anybody acts weird when they don't think we're around. I don't know. I'm with you. I'm 100 with you. Let's go. And then we just murder everybody if shit gets bad. I mean, we kill everybody, including your mom. I'm joking.
Wait, hold on. You can't kill Angela Bassett. Not yet.
Never. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
I'm just over here, Jack Nicholson nodding, memeing, like, yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so you're going to split the party. DeCool and Elroy, you're going to stay, sneak into the dinner party. E404, Hilda, you're going to head north and go to the... And just so you know, it is the military academy and training grounds, and then it's the mage's training ground. The mage academy is not out there, just so you know.
Okay.
If that has been... I'm sure it was just misspoken, but has said it a couple times. I just want to make sure that was clear. So, are y'all just going to take guards? Are you going to take any of your NPCs that you brought with you?
We should bring at least like the Vice Admiral Coddington.
Okay. Do you want? Okay.
You've been doing nothing for days.
I mean, yeah, they've literally just been like hanging out in a room, like basically having the best vacation ever, where they just get room service all day. Sweet Pea is like not left a bubble bath like in a day and a half. Coddington has not surfaced from that bubble bath in like a day. And then yeah, there's did y'all bring TK?
I think so, right?
I thought that
and
you did.
Isaac. Sweet Isaac.
Sweet little Isaac. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much like Isaac and TK have been playing like chess like for like a day now. Like they just, you know, they kind of walk around, but for the most part, they have all their needs taken care of, and they're like, most of them are pirates. One is a vice admiral in exile, and then the other was a slave to an Illithid cult. So like even just room service is like living the high life. So, you know, it's only been like 2 days. So, you know, they've been content.
Well, they're your crew, E. It's up to you.
They are my crew. I forgot about that fact.
I mean, technically all of them are your crew, E.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
boy.
y'all ships have been out there for like 2 days now. Just so you know.
They have
Something-
their
I'm
orders.
sure they're blown to smithereens at this point.
They're all
Oh.
destroyed. No,
To
anyway.
redo all the promo images, it's gone.
The Dawn Rose is on fire. No. Off the shoulder of Orion. Anyway.
I do kind of want Vice Admiral.
You want the
'Cause
Vice
he
Admiral?
knows military bullshit.
Royce Meyer Connington? I mean, he is a Vice Admiral after all. Yeah.
Yes, he'd
So
be
he
able.
says.
So he says, but he at least puts on the bravado.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you have fought this man. You know he knows tactics. Like he
Yeah, he
knows
knows
like
tactics.
military tactics. I mean, I'm actually proud that he got you as low as he did in his hit points, considering what he was doing. But yes, I mean, this guy is, he's a smart guy. If a bit, overzealous, a little bit boisterous.
But he'd be somebody who strategically knows things.
Yeah.
Would be great in battle, and also could pull off being a military person when we're in that kind of environment.
Oh yeah.
In terms of the fourth person,
This way I don't do two computers.
Zico.
yeah, so that's a good question. 'Cause much as Sweet Pea's badass, but also is very grumpy and doesn't really like us. So
She doesn't seem that way. I mean,
that's a kind of dicey thing when we're trying to possibly get information first, then murder afterwards. I'm not sure what order things will go in at this point.
yeah, I'm sure it'll go just fine.
At this point, either order is possible. So it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't want to bring Isaac because I don't know if he'll be able to deal with it.
I mean, he is a very, very fragile soul.
Yeah.
Hilda doesn't want that to happen to us.
Yeah, he's a
He
sweet
is just a
fragile
sweet
boy.
little gnome. He almost broke his glasses because somebody said hi to him before he was ready for it. I mean, you saw
Yeah, so he's gonna stay.
it. Okay.
I think we might just grab one of Zico's trusted guards.
Okay. Yeah. You grab. You actually grab the guard that bequeathed Chappie to
Oh, okay.
Elry.
Okay, yeah, we need two, right? To mimic the flight. Is that what you guys are going to do? To have two? I would say the guy that had Chappie because he didn't want to do any of that, and two, who is your newest guard? And quite frankly, one that's not going to make it through the first evaluation process. Who is, dare I say, your shittiest guard?
Actually gave him the night off. His name is Bono.
Bono.
Yeah,
Oh.
Bono. Yeah.
Well, listen, you two can get him to come back in here.
Uh-huh.
So he can fly on one of these because there's no way a Coup's going to conscript somebody with that range. I mean,
That is true.
That's-
He has been on the edge of dismissal for quite a while now.
let's get, well, I don't know what street he lives on or even if it has a name, but
Mhm.
let's get him and call him and tell him to come in here.
Yeah,
Jump
I
on
mean-
the back of it.
Yeah, I mean, he's at least an honest and a loyal man. If you give him his orders, he'll finish them with or without you. You never know. I mean,
We just gonna keep it. Right, we just gonna keep it going. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I'm done. I'm sorry. That's the last one.
I turned my sword hilt forward to Pruitt. He won that round.
Anyway, so yeah, he goes and gets his main man Bono there, and the young guy, but he's a bit pretentious, a little full of himself. Doesn't have near as much talent as he thinks he does, but
If only he had an edge.
yeah. only. So that's there we are.
Feel sick.
You should. So anyway, so it's Hilda, E404. You got Vice Admiral Royce Meyer Connington and Bono. You all walk into a bar together. No. I knew this would be a special episode. So yeah, y'all get on up top. Mounts are brought to you. Hilda, E, you do notice they give you 2 mounts that still have their inhibiting chips installed so that you can fly them, so that they won't bond. So y'all get up and start heading north. So you're heading north. So we're gonna flash over to Dakul and Elry. How exactly are y'all going to try to infiltrate your own mother's dinner with brother-in-law and other court officials? You muted. You have had silence cast on you.
I was gonna say, come on, man, that's easy, man. I got the black skull cap.
Oh, that's it. Just put on a hat.
Put on the skull cap, man. Be good.
All of a sudden, no one knows who you are at all.
Okay, so well, I guess it is the meeting. Is it a formal meeting?
No. They already had the meeting. It's just it's dinner time, so they're having dinner. I mean, it's not like a big special event or anything. They're just having a dinner together, and that's that.
Okay, is it a big ballroom?
It's not the grand dining hall. It's one of the the secondary dining halls. So it's only like the table's only 100 feet long with 50 chairs at it on each side. So it's nothing too ostentatious.
Okay, and are there guards at the front door?
There are guards everywhere. There are guards at each entrance to said dining hall. So what is y'all's point of attack / entry?
We're going to dress up like guards, and we are going to Lando Calrissian Jabba's palace this shit, and we are going to go inside and just hang out. Make sure that we're in the area.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, to take care of my stature, I, of course, have my chapeau of disguise to make myself appear taller.
Okay. So you're going to appear taller and be in the guise of a guard.
Yes.
So, Dakul, what about you?
I'll dress in guard's clothes as well. Wearing, of course, my trusty skull cap and some shades to try and look a little inconspicuous. But my goal is to try to. Are there any windows that look into the dining room area?
No, actually, this is actually one of the internal dining areas. It was at Zico's request that they not dine in any kind of area with easier access like that.
Has the food already served?
No, the main course is about to be served. As you're kind of walking down the hall, you look down and you can see on various carts the main course being wheeled down the hallway, and it's about to enter the dining room when y'all. All
right, for those carts, are they small enough? Is it kind of like a multi-level cart where somebody can kind of sit on the inside of a cart?
You want to sneak inside the cart as it goes in?
Well, if it's possible to maybe exchange my guard's gear for the chef's gear.
Okay. How do you plan on attempting?
Right now.
I only want to say, how do you attempt to do this? Because as I said, there are guards at every entryway. And right now there are multiple carts, meaning there's about 4 carts, each one being pushed by a different person. and they're all coming towards this entry into the dining hall.
Hey, hey, Greg,
So-
man, you want to stop off at the kitchen first and grab a cart, and then and I could definitely wheel you in.
No. We don't have to be like serving your mom food.
No, I
We
don't want to get that close to her. Just get the
Right.
cart in, drop the cart
Right.
off. You're in there, and I can misty step behind something if it's if there's anything to
sounds
hide behind.
that sounds
If there's anything to
deadly.
hide.
So I say, this is what I say. If we are
Okay.
close enough to react to something that happens, and how I would suggest that we have some type of, I can't send puff, puff, give, give, or left-hand side in there because, I mean, obviously there's a floating jellyfish. It's kind of a tell. What I think if we're close enough to your mom, I mean like 2, 3, 4, we're on the same floor. If something happens, even if the rest of the guards are in on it, you and I can tear through those guys and get to your mom. We just need to be like in proximity to your mom. That's my guess. If we try to get too close, they're going to think we're trying to kill her, or they're going to think that we like if they fail that we, they have a narrative. Then we don't need that. We just need to be close. Just for
All right, I'll sign off with you. I'm with you. I'm still with
Just
you
for-
100. All right.
All right.
just-
So, what are
Yeah.
y'all planning on doing right now? As you're in the hallway outside the dining hall, what do you want to do?
hang out,
Okay. So you're just,
walk back and forth with purpose. How's that?
okay.
Like march some shit, stand beside a door,
Okay.
we're just guards.
All right.
And
I'll
how
handle
and how many guards? You said it's a bunch of them, but just a rough estimate, like a bunch, like is in 10 or a bunch.
Okay.
as in-
So, I mean, y'all do it like a circuit, just kind of like on patrol.
Yeah.
There are 4 entrances to this place. There are 2 guards at each entrance. And you have seen other guards that are basically on patrol as well. You think about another 5 or 6 that you have seen them go in the dining room and out a couple times as you kind of just made your way around.
Okay,
There's
when
a
you said-
definite increased security presence.
okay, and all 4 doors are all on the same wall, same side. So what I'm assuming.
No, there's 2 entrances on one long hallway, and then there are 1 entrance on either side of the short wall of the dining area. So there's one whole wall that does not have an entrance to it.
If we're in any of those outer regions, though,
Mhm.
I mean, this place isn't soundproof. We'd be able to hear if there was some type of disturbance, correct? I mean, people are going in and out serving food. We want to be close to the door where people are coming in and out and serving food. So if anything, there would be an indication from either the servers or just the opening of the door to allow sound to come through that
Mhm.
would tell us off if there was something going on inside. We might be fishing for nothing. Maybe nothing happens tonight, but we would increase our likelihood of hearing it or being alerted to it if we were by the door with the most activity. But if we hang out there and don't go in or don't try to go in there for a while and continue to, hell, I'll even stop a fucking waiter and be like, "Hey, what do you got? What do you got there? Let me shake them down just to make sure they're not carrying a knife or something." I'm full performance.
Okay. Give me a deception or persuasion, whatever you got. Intimidate.
Wait, this isn't powered by the apocalypse. I can't just tell you what I want to do and do it. I have to roll. Okay.
Well, I want to know how well you do it. That's the whole point.
Ooh. What is it? Performance, you say?
Mhm.
21. 18 plus 3.
Okay, so you stop a chef, kind of a bigger statured chef. Go ahead, give me a perception check as you're doing this.
Sure.
But you stop this guy and he's like, what do you want? And you're like, let me see that. What is that? And he like shows you like empty dishes. He's already like kind of served the main course.
That's a natural 1. I'm going to re-roll it because I'm a halfling.
Gotta love those halflings.
Have we been in this dining room area before? Like,
No, you have not been on this floor. No.
19 plus 5 is a 24.
Okay. You notice that his uniform doesn't quite fit. He's a little bit too big for it. Maybe nothing, but you just kind of notice a couple of the buttons are kind of stretched, and it's not like he's like overweight. He's just kind of a big guy. But he just kind of lifts the pan. He's like, look, I already served the main course. What the hell do you want with me? Come on. And he like starts to try to move past you.
Okay, real quick. Is there any of the main course left?
No, just the plates that it was on, and you see kind of like some spackle from like the glaze that maybe was they were serving some form of like, like ham, space ham. No.
Space ham. Oh, I love space ham.
Yeah.
I like space ham. I like space mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
So
spam, I believe
right.
it's called.
Elry will look at the plate.
How close am I to you, Elry?
You should be right with me, man.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just making sure.
Elry will look at the plate and be like, "What? Look at that! My God, look at that! That's a messy presentation. I can even see after the fact. Lick that clean."
I'm not gonna lick that clean. I've already eaten dinner. Thank you. I just want to do.
Oh, well, no. Lick that clean.
I'm not sure I see the point of this.
I do, because hey, what if it's poison and you're an assassin?
And he like throws the cart at Elry. Go ahead and give me initiative.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, baby. Woo! That is another 19 for 23. 23 for Elry.
All right, Elry's got a 23.
Hold on. What's my initiation then? Oh shit! I'm sorry. Oh, that's a 23 then as well. Yeah.
23 as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So Dakul and Elry are at the same time. All right. So yeah, so Elry, we'll just kind of say that first round was a bit of I know you weren't really surprised, but it was a surprise round. He kind of throws the card at you, and he's kind of started to make his way down the hallway. He's only about 20 feet away. It is your turn. Or Dakul and Elry, you go at the same time. You can, however you want to shake that out.
Elry would yell, "Poison, get your mom!" And he'd pull his gun out, twirl it, and shoot down the hallway at the back of this guy. But he's trying to incapacitate, but if he blows his head off,
Okay. So he yells that out. Go ahead and give me that roll.
15 plus my gun is 23.
That's going to hit.
And I get the sneak attack, right? Since I'm first. Ooh, that is a 6 plus 4 is 10, and my sneak attack.
Sure.
Right? Do I get sneak attack?
I mean, technically, no.
Oh, because he did the cart thing, right?
Yeah, he did the cart thing. So technically, no. There's not none of the guards have reacted. You just kind of yelled this out, but none of the guards have reacted yet. There are some guards near him, but not within melee.
Okay, so if that's the case, then he'll take his shot. That'll do 10 damage. He will twirl him because I have, the crossbow expert attack. He twirls, reloads the gun, and fires again. Pew, pew. Oh, that's not going to be good. I'm going to use luck. That was a 2, a halfling 1.
Ooh, a halfling 1 is the worst.
And that's a natural 20 on the second roll. So I will.
All right.
3. Okay, so it's a die roll of 3, which is doubled to 6 plus. It's another 10. So it's 20 total damage.
Okay. So you do another 10. So you pop off 2 shots. You hit him in the back. He stumbles, but maintains his footing as he lets out like a gasp of pain. But he's still continuing to run down the hallway. Guards are starting to react. Dakul, it is your turn.
Darkul is going to run towards the door, but as the guards are reacting to the commotion, he's going to tap 2 of them, remove his hat, remove the Scully, because I'm not in thief mode anymore. Let the Greys present themselves fully and say, "You two come with me. We must protect the queen." And go into the dining room.
Yeah, they look at you, brandishing your marks of royalty, and just snap to, and they snap right in line.
Okay.
So you enter the room?
Yes.
Okay.
And Mother, your life is in danger. Please come with me.
So yeah, you enter the room, Dakul. It's a fairly large dining area. There are plates of sweet glazed meats laid out on the table. People are cutting them up, passing them out. And as you walk into Cool, you see your mother as you walk in and start yelling this out. Like she's like cutting food and like bringing it up to her mouth as you enter the room.
Oh, as I see that, Darkul is going to run as fast as he can. It's in a sprintable distance is what I'm hoping to knock the fork with the food out of her hands.
Okay.
Well, how far away is this?
It's more about the way the door that y'all came in on is kind of at the far end of the table. She's at the opposite end, and so you think you might be able to get there if you like run around, maybe. But it's quite a distance.
No. Then yeah, I'm about to Robin Hood this shit. Yeah, I'm gonna pull the bow out, load the arrow, and say, "Do not eat that." That was not a good line. Damn. Let loose for the.
So you're gonna shoot an arrow at her fork?
At her fork.
Okay, give me an attack roll and hope you don't roll a 1.
Yeah.
The queen was assassinated that night by her.
Yeah, no, I'm just too crazy not to show. That is a 14. If you can see the pink one, the pink dice.
Okay.
Please tell me that's enough.
14 plus.
14 plus. Excuse me. So that's a 19.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, she's bringing the fork up to her mouth, and you pop it, and you're like, "Don't eat that!" And fire an arrow off. It streaks down the length of the table. If we were to David Lynch this, it's like going down between 2 hams, and people are like doing a serving as it zips by, and as the meat is about to breach her mouth, arrow sticks it into the chair behind her. And she's like wide-eyed, looks. She's like, "Dakul!" And she's like utterly shocked.
Your life is in danger. They have poisoned the food. Please, mother. Please come with me.
And at that, you see a couple of people down the table, Dakul, as you say that, begin like and start choking and fall to the side. Back outside. As you're trying to get her with you. Ellery, you see the guy continue to run down the hallway. He barrels past another guard and ducks down the hallway, and it looks like he breaks to the right. Looks like he's heading back towards the kitchen area. That is what he does. He does not turn to try to fight you or anything. It is your turn.
He will sick puff puff give and left hand side on him in an effort to I believe they can't they like stun the shit out of him with that their tendril stuff.
Yeah, they can do like
I think it's acid damage, but whatever, fuck them.
Yeah, I mean they when they hit, you can take some acid damage. They have their stench spray.
Yeah, this is it. Go to the kitchen, blow that shit up with this. Go to the kitchen, blow that shit up with the stench spray or your tendrils. I got a goddamn regicide on my hands.
Yeah, so they're gonna go to the kitchen and make a Dutch oven. And so what are you doing?
He's going to yell assassin towards the retreating man and see if anybody doesn't react to that.
Okay, so all right, so you want you want to do an insight check on the other guards, basically? Is that
Correct?
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, give me an insight check.
We need to get a step ahead here, and I want to try to draw somebody out. 13 plus. What's my insight? Shit, 14.
14. Okay. There's a couple of the other cooks. They're cooks, and they're not reacting like you would expect a cook to react in an area, like, in a situation where there's shots being fired, an assassin. Like, they're just kind of like looking at him and looking at you, and they're kind of looking at each other, but they're staying with their carts.
Then I will point to an indiscriminate additional member of the culinary staff and say, and that one's an assassin too.
Okay. Do you do anything else with your action other than sticking?
I'm moving into the room with my movement to join Coup.
Okay, you're moving in there with Coup. Coup, you're in the room. There are about 3 or 4 members of the house of the court that are currently like choking, kind of spitting up food and liquid, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty.
Are any of them notables? People that I would know or were discussed or met and talked to at the previous meeting, or they're just just people that just call it a bad one.
2 of them were at the meeting. The Master Treasurer and the Master of the Harvest.
Okay.
Both of them are currently. Y'all, I know y'all kind of spoke to the Master of the Harvest briefly. Very old, but he's kind of coughing. And you see like him take his hand away from his mouth, and there's blood on his hand, and he looks up at the Queen and you, and he's just like, this is treason, and he kind of like slumps over at that. Other than that, a few minor members of the court that they weren't really at the meeting. You're not really sure if you've seen them, but like I said, there's like 4 people now that looks like they're succumbing to the effects of some kind of poison.
Okay. Bigger question: who is not succumbing to the poison? And more specifically, were the people that were choking? Was it happening fast enough for me to see, were they all eating the meat, or was it just across the board everything's poisoned?
No, you look and the people that are choking, it looks like they had already started eating some of this meat that was brought in, this glazed, some kind of glazed meat. Everyone else, like they had just taken servings onto their plate and just had started to were about to start eating. But everyone else there, your mother, her brother-in-law, most of the rest of the court ministers are there. The master builder, the head vizier, the chief of Commonwealth is there, and like I said, other court officials. It was pretty much everyone from the meeting, except for the adjutant general and the Curry, the son.
Anybody not eating the meat? Anybody have something different?
No. Coup, you look around and you see like there is a piece of this main course on everyone's plate.
Okay. First thing the Coup do is get his mom out of the room with guards. Not to his mother's room. Is there another adjacent room to the dining area that's relatively close so that we can collect our thoughts?
One of the other guards, he says that he's like, yes, there's the Queen's salon. It's down the hall. It's only got one entrance. it's pretty easily defended. No windows. It depends on what you want. As you're kind of hustling up the queen and getting her to move out, and y'all hear from the hallway, there's the sound of like an explosion that kind of rocks in the hallway. And so at that, we're going to cut north. As y'all have flown for a bit, it's not that far by Eagle, and you arrive at the military academy. It's an impressive building. The structure itself probably covers more than a few acres, and it's daytime. You see there are drills going on in the fields, soldiers going through various calisthenics, just marching, things like that. And you do see a couple of large kind of hemispherical like domes with big openings. Looks like there's some form of hangar. There's eagles mounted, both mounted and just kind of resting down on the grounds on the field below. A couple of others flying around doing maneuvers, patrols. And that's the scene that you see as you fly up. Where do y'all head?
I guess we go to one of the landing areas, question mark.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's, like I said, there's a couple of landing areas near the hangars. Looks like they're pretty open. And as you approach, sure enough, a soldier kind of runs out with a couple of like kind of glowing sticks, and he kind of motions for y'all to kind of land over, and he's, giving the signals as y'all kind of fly in and your eagles light on the ground. And out of one of the hangars, you see General Toma emerge with his retinue as you're making landing.
Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, so I guess he will just look at Hilda. I guess we should go speak with them if they are expecting us to pick up the body.
Most likely. I think we ought to be careful.
I would imagine so. The risk of this action is quite high. 80% chance that we will end up in a fight.
That's very reasonable, E. I don't want to make any moves like I'm planning on. That's what's happening. But we do have to be prepared. Vice Admiral. Vice Admiral Coddington is here, correct?
At your service, yes.
Yes. Don't get too hasty, Vice Admiral.
Hasty? Well, I am a calm and measured being. You should know this by now. But you give the order to fire, and trust me, I will have already fired.
It instills a lot of confidence, Vice Admiral.
Just means that I'll read you. We have a connection, you and I.
No, we don't.
Oh, we actually met before. That's all I was referring to.
Do you have a connection with everybody that you've met before?
That's the essence of connections, is it not?
No, it's not. It's different. There's something different about that.
I don't believe so.
I don't think you
if I've
know
met
what
you,
I
then
want
I
you to
know
do.
you.
Military. What?
I said, if I've met you, then I know you. That's how good of a military strategist I am. I can read a man like a book. I know the ending just by looking at the first page.
Vice Admiral, that's grotesque.
and E will just tilt their head as they have no facial expressions or body language, really. This is right. We should abstain from opening fire unless we are being attacked or attacks are imminent.
Are we expecting attacks? I mean, there's a lot of we're on a military we're on a military base. I mean, I know you didn't bring me along to point that out, but
We should hope not.
there's 4 of us. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
And I guess we'll go and walk to the general. This
Okay.
is a great idea.
So you walk in the general direction of the general? Is that what I'm
That's
Yes.
generally what's happening.
Yeah. Okay.
Just a
Yeah.
general idea.
Yeah. So you walk that way, and it's an odd walk, you'll have to admit. He is flanked by a couple of members of his retinue. Hilda, you can give me a wisdom check, just like just roll your wisdom.
That's an 8.
Yeah, you've never seen these people before, ever.
Never.
Certainly not recently. Yeah, he just kind of strides out there. He walks about maybe like halfway between the hangar and the eagles themselves, and kind of stops and just kind of standing there, arms crossed.
Yep, I guess we will meet him that halfway.
Well met. I assume you're here for the body.
Yes, we were told that the body was here.
Mm-hmm. It is. Not sure why Zico's men brought it, but we followed orders.
Oh, are Zico's men still here?
Not sure if they've departed yet. I'd have to check.
Would you be able to do that? I believe that Zico is looking for them and do not have ways of communicating with them.
And he kind of shakes his head, and he's just, incompetent fool. And he kind of mutters to one of his men, "Go find them. Is there anything I can help you with?" He kind of says, looks like he's a bit tired, a bit, wants to be done with this.
Well, I am curious as to what they instructed you to do.
They brought the body of the man, said needed to find out what he knows. I had a wizard speak with him. Then he stopped abruptly and said, "We were being watched," very ominously. And we got a call a couple of minutes later. Here you are. I'm not sure what's going on, but that's Zico. He needs to get a better hold of his men. He needs to stop wasting my time. I have a job to do.
Yes, my apologies for interrupting your day. We appreciate your time.
Yes, I'm sure you do. First the meeting, now this.
Looks over it. Just kind of look over to Hilda.
Where's the wizard?
He's already been sent back.
What was his name?
I don't care for wizard names. They practice an art that's tolerated by my superiors, so I play along, but I don't care to know.
Well, don't you have a ledger or something where this was written down?
It's not worth the ink. But I could find out if it would get you out of my hair any quicker.
It would. What's your interest in destabilizing the government?
That's your opening? That's a...
We're a neutral party here, more or less. Like,
That is
I mean,
true.
if they're having a coup, like the most important part of the coup is when you tell people it's a coup. So,
Well,
you might want to do that.
nobody has said that there's a coup, so I'm not really sure.
I'm saying there's a coup.
Are you performing a coup? Is that what you're saying?
Got the giggles. I'm sorry.
That's
We
gonna
broke
be.
Emma.
Sorry,
Emma
sorry.
broke herself.
The chat has we've self-imploded. I apologize, everyone. So there's a lot of coup puns going on in the background chat. I apologize. We'll make those available to the public if we can. Anyway, the general staring at you, just looking very like he's ready for you to leave his base, basically, and is wondering why you're actually still here.
Don't understand the meaning for this frosty welcome. We all serve our queen, don't we?
I serve my queen, but you are not my queen. You're not even of this sphere. So I apologize if I seem a little cross, but I am a man of important means and
yes, you're a very important racist. Okay. That sounds good.
Nobody brought race into this, but
A spherist. That word?
and he harumps at that of being called a spherist.
Well, if you don't like us, how do you feel about joining the new world? Joining the rest of the world?
I believe that we have a lot to offer. In all honesty, we have accomplished things here that have not we have not even read about in our history texts of the world that was before. But I follow my queen.
I got nothing else to think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think E's pretty dead. We'll just be like, all right. If you could point us in the direction of the body, we will take it off of your hands.
Ah, yes, good. And he waves a hand, and some soldiers they bring out like a bag. Obviously has a body in it, and they kind of bring it out and plop it down in front of you. Now, please, if you could please depart my base, that would be most agreeable.
I want to check this body before we leave and see whether or not, like, because I saw it before, see if it appears tampered with or something.
Okay. What give me an investigate.
That's a 15.
Okay. I mean, you can tell this body has been prepared for moving. You're not quite sure if you see anything different about it. You do catch kind of the whiff off the body of some incense. You do know that is kind of part of the Speak with Dead ritual. But I mean, other than that, you don't really. I mean, it looks like a guy who fell from a couple of 100 feet and hit a very hard surface. But
it's not like filled with explosives or anything.
I mean, you go rooting around in his torn and sundered flesh.
I mean, like, I might just like give it a pat.
Just give it a pat down. No, you don't find like dynamite or any other explosive strapped to the dead body. No, you don't.
Oh, and E before the general leaves. Ah, yes. Because the Queen requires a report. Do you have records of the questions and answers of the body?
You'll have to speak with the wizard that performed the ritual.
We cannot do that without a name. If you do not have that.
I will get you the name. Let me talk to my personal assistants, and I'll have that sent over.
Thank you.
Will that do?
Were you there
What was I there? What?
when I questioned him?
I was in the room. Yes.
So what did it say?
I don't recall what it said. It was in the distance. I was in the room. It was a very big room.
Yeah, I heard that. Heard something about that. Chat.
You know what? I'm gonna say that he's gonna do an insight check.
Okay, give me an insight check.
Yeah, this is a rare thing for E to do.
Hilda would too.
Nope, that's a solid 6.
This guy really wants you to leave.
Hilda got 29.
Hilda, this guy really, really, really wants y'all to leave, like right now. Like beyond reason and beyond scope, beyond any viable excuse. He just wants you gone.
Is there anything else you want to say to us?
I'm not quite sure I follow. I mean, have I not made myself clear? I'm a busy man. There's things that need to be done, and I'm the only one to do them. So please, if you could leave me to my men, to my job, I will continue doing it as I have done for years.
Sounds really important.
I am very important. Yes. Being the general of an army generally is.
As a Commodore, I understand.
Commodore. Well, is that what you call it out there in the Phlogiston? How many ships are in your fleet, Commodore?
Enough.
Enough.
He's general worrying, just pitches up a bit.
Yeah.
Not that. But well, Hilda. I believe we are finished here.
Yes. Yes, you are.
I was speaking to Commodore Hilda, not you. And we'll just turn to Hilda and just start walking back towards the eagles.
Hilda will just say, have a good time. I'm sure we'll see each other again very soon.
Oh, I'm sure we will. And he sits there and he stares in like with his imperious manner as you walk away off his base and mount your eagles. Do y'all go ahead and head back?
I'm going to turn to Hilda. Should we leave and come back?
Leave and come back. What do you like? Come back later? Wow. Sounds good to me. I don't trust this guy a bit.
And I trust your judgment. So either we can head back and receive the information on the wizard's name and follow up.
Mounting your eagles, about to depart. That's kind of where we are as General Toma is kind of sitting there watching you leave.
Cool. Yep.
Yep.
I think we're just gonna. I'm trying to think of whether we actually head back right now or if we just just sit around.
Okay.
Maybe we should head back and check in on our friends because splitting the party's always turned out great for us in the past.
We should probably go check on them.
Yes.
And then if this is a wizard who is at the Mages Academy, then we could go to the Mages Academy and I could see if I could find that person there.
Yep.
That might be a way to go because I've seen them before.
Mhm.
Cool. All right. Let us head back.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything is super calm and chill at dinner.
Hey, everything is super calm and chill at dinner. And then the rest of the night happened. And y'all head back. Y'all begin to head back. Cutting back, there is an explosion outside in the hallway. One of the guards out there, you see him kind of like get thrown into the doorway that you're about to head out. And you see like energy like shoot by in a blast, much similar to Elry's, but not the right sound or the right color. It's more of a kind of a purplish color. But yeah, you'll hear a definite like as two blasts of energy go flying down the hallway. What do y'all do?
It appears we may be cut off from the salon. How many guards are in the? Oh, sorry, that was my Google. How many guards are in the room with us?
In the room with you, there are 4 other guards. You see in the hallway a couple of guards that are already that were I guess probably killed by the explosion or maybe some more fire. But in the room with you 4. And you hear yelling out in the hallways.
Darko's gonna check out what the threat is. He'll walk to the door. Before he leaves, he goes, "Mother, stay right here. Do not move." He's gonna head to the.
Yeah, what exits do we have here? We were going through the door that had the explosion towards the salon.
Mm-hmm.
You said there was one other exit from this long room. There was the short hallway, the long hallway. Were there 4 total exits, or did you say there were 2 total exits?
So this is a rectangular room. It's a very long room. So one long wall has no windows, no exits. The other long wall has 2 exits, and then on each short wall there's an exit. Okay, y'all were heading out one of the exits of the long hallway because you basically wanted to go out and just right down the hall to the salon. But there was an explosion from the long hallway itself, and there's blasts. So at this end of the room, you can either try to go out the exit you were trying to go out, but the wall to your left, there's another exit there. But they kind of go to the same intersection.
Darko's still gonna try and peep his head out the door real quick just to see what they're dealing with.
Okay. You glance out the doorway of that exit you were heading out, and there's smoke from the end of the explosion, and there are just bolts of purple energy flying down the hallway as you kind of glance out, and they're screaming. You kind of like look back, and there are guards, the Queen's Guard. They have shields up. It looks like they're trying to advance down the hallway.
Yeah, I'll relay all that information to Elry. Yeah, that way the guards are taking care of heading in that direction. And the other exit, it all leads to the same place though. The other exit does too. So, okay.
Well, the short hallway doesn't it doesn't have a lot to go to it. It just kind of goes and intersects with the long hallway that runs down the long wall of this room. So, like, you know, you can go out here, but you're just going to take a right and go to the same kind of intersection.
Okay,
Without taking his, I'm sorry, go ahead, bud.
Just real quick. And you said it was a window as well, right?
No. There are no windows. This is one of the internal dining rooms. That was at the request of Zico. He did not want to put the queen at any more risk than possible.
Without taking his eyes off the door where the explosion sounded, Elry's going to pull out his saber of light and keep his pistol out, and he's going to say over his shoulder, "Your Highness, where is the closest window in this establishment?"
If we go down that hall to the left, go past the elevators, we can make our way. It's a straight shot to the edge of the tower, and there will be windows there.
Okay. Coup!
Yes.
Get your mom to the window or to the elevator. I'll hold him off.
By yourself?
Don't say it like that. Yes, by myself.
No. I will take one guard with me. You will keep the other. No, there's 4 in the room. I'll take 3 guards with me and you keep 1.
Okay.
And Coup will look directly at those 3 guards and say, "Your sole purpose in life is only to protect the queen. Anything outside of that, I will kill you myself."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they all like rattle off in unison.
The Coup will look out again. Now it's nothing but smoke, right? I can't see anything.
To the hallway where the explosion and the blasts are coming from. Yes, the hallway that she motioned for you to go down is clear, but again, you all have laser blasts like firing past you at your back.
Yeah, we're definitely going out the safe door towards. Towards.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can go out the short wall and kind of like circle around behind the Queen's Guard that are kind of trying to advance up the hallway. So yeah, you can do that. It would provide you a bit of cover.
That would be the move.
Okay. And yeah, once you get out in the hallway, like these guards, they kind of pull out these shields that kind of they're almost like it telescopes a little bit, just kind of pops open, and they put up these shields around the queen to protect her.
Okay. I would of course bow out and sword out and advance down the hall.
Okay. So you're gonna get your sword out and start heading down the hall towards the window. Elry, you said that you are gonna hold these people off?
I am, but as soon as everybody leaves, he uses the hat of disguise to turn into the exact replica of the cook that tried to poison the queen. And he's gonna look over at the guard and say, "Now you just fucking stand right there. If anybody comes in here you don't like, don't just stand there, and I'll be about." And he's gonna hide.
Okay. What do you want me to do? Should I join the fray?
If they're gonna come in here, if they don't come in here and we see them run past, just listen. Use your ears, for Christ's sake. We're talking too much. Just be quiet.
Oh, okay. And he kind of he moves to the door's edge and just kind of waits with his weapon drawn. Coup, you begin to make your escape with your mother and the 3 guards. Bolts are flying past you. One of the guards takes a hit, but he keeps moving. And it's not long though. You hear the sounds of the other guards that were trying to advance. You hear the sounds of them succumbing to the barrage. And you're making your way past the elevator towards down the hallway towards the edge of this tower. And Elry, you go ahead and hide in the room. If you want to go ahead and give me that hide check. It's only a few seconds before all the guards outside, you hear them just get shot down.
30.
Fuck. Okay. And shortly thereafter, the guard that you were with, he's kind of like waiting there, and and somebody comes around the corner, and there's a brief struggle, and you see your guard that you were left with. He falls to the ground as a couple of individuals come in. The smoke is kind of billowing in the doorway here, and you see two individuals, kind of bulky builds. They're carrying kind of these long implementations. You've seen them before. It's different design, but you've seen a rifle before in multiple ways, both gunpowder and energy based. These guys, they're obviously carrying some kind of like energy rifles, and they kind of enter the room. They mutter something to each other in very, very, very quiet, clipped words, some form of like tactical speak. And looks like they're looking around the room. You think you hear more people moving past the hallway as there are these two individuals in here. It's your turn. What do you want to do?
I'm going to kill one of them, and then I'm going to kill the other one.
Okay. So you are, it does not appear that they have found you. As you're hiding, next to one of the end carts of this room or something.
Okay, he is going to, because he was legit. He was going to, this is the worst idea I've ever had with Elry, but he is going to actually fight these chumps. So he is going to pop up and take a shot.
Okay.
And my God, that's a 2. I will take a luck roll on that. Jesus. Okay, that was a 16. That's a little bit better. Plus 8's 24.
Yeah, that's a hit on the lead guy, which
Okay.
you notice is the chef that you are currently resembling, if a bit shorter.
Good. Death by masturbation. Okay, so 5 plus 4 is 9, and then I get my sneak attack, right? Since this was a surprise.
Yeah, this is. I mean, you're attacking from hidden, yes. So you would have an advantage, by the way, on that roll.
I would.
Yeah, you would have had advantage. So if you want to take the point away of spent luck, then
I'll do that.
Say
I'll do
that's
that.
advantage. I would say if you want to keep spending that point, you could roll again.
Those are my
Woo!
dice.
Woo! Woo! That's some damage, yo. Yeah.
So in addition to what did I say before, the 10, we've got another 10. Then we've got with this here is 11. 31 damage to Fat Cook.
31 damage to the cook. So he comes in and you kind of tell he's kind of favoring one arm. Like you caught him high on the shoulder with one of your shots earlier. And so he's kind of like favoring one arm, and he barks some orders to the other one. And the other guy swings around the table, and you just pop up and you put a bolt right through his eye. But there's a sound, but he doesn't even cry out. Like he never saw it. The other guy like, what the, what do you do with the rest of your turn?
Bonus action hide.
There it is.
Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
How's it 31?
It's quite fitting since I reciprocated that and I rolled a 13. So
Nice.
So yeah, you pop up like a fucking assassin, put a bolt through this guy's eye, and you're gone by the time his partner like swings around, and that chef is dead on the floor. Cool.
You continue running down the hall. You are constantly harried by approaching would-be assassins. One of the guards takes a hit and falls in the hallway. As you reach the end of the hall where the glass is, looking out over the city, it is you and 2 guards and your mother. The other counselors, ministers, Queen's brother-in-law, they all dispersed. What do you do?
The first thing I would do is with one of the 2 living guards that are still there. Do they have communication devices on them?
No, they do not.
Okay. And even though we're taking on fire, I still can't see exactly who it is that's shooting it. Correct?
You look down and you see it looks like members of the kitchen staff are coming towards you in a tactical fashion. They're hiding in doorways, but they're like as one moves up, and then that one takes a place, starts firing as the other moves up. But it looks like there are 2 men advancing on your position, and they are using cover and tactics much to their advantage.
Are there any on this long hallway going down? Are we near a door that's in the hallway, or have we passed by one on our journey so far?
I mean, you passed by a bunch of doors, but you said you were looking for windows, and y'all ran to the windows.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
So-
just for now. I'm going to yell back to the 2 guards to push the queen inside one of the door, and then to hold the line with me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a room off to your right, kind of as you reach this T intersection with this hallway that runs around the edge of the tower. Yeah, there's a doorway right off to the right. It's just like some kind of like a guest bedroom or something. It's currently uninhabited that they can push her in.
Okay. And I can see the window from where I'm at.
It's right behind you. I mean, like you have reached the edge of the tower. So
okay, and how high up are we, or are we on the ground floor? Like what part of the palace?
I mean, you're probably on level like I don't know, like 568. You're probably a good 1,000 feet off the ground. I mean, a little over halfway up the tower.
Okay.
I mean, you're pretty high up there. It's quite ostentatious.
Shit. All right, then it's go time. So how many? It's just an unnamed amount that's just coming towards us. Okay.
I mean, you think there are 2.
Okay.
You've only seen 2 distinct lines of fire coming down the hallway. Like at a glance, when you kind of turn around and checked, it looks like there's 2 approaching.
Okay, so the first shadow that's moving, I don't care who it is. I'm gonna pull my bow out. Yeah. Fletch that arrow and let that bad boy fly.
Okay.
Second. How far out is the shot?
It's within your normal range. It's not at long range for you.
All right, cool. So that'll be. Oops, sorry. Oh shit, that's an 11. So does that hit?
An 11? No, it does not hit.
All right. For my second attack.
Okay.
Probably the smoke got in the way. Load up another arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Fire.
Well, I mean, like I said, these guys are like hanging in doorways, using them as cover, as they're approaching very tactically. They're covering each other's movements. Yeah.
Okay, so that one is a 17.
Okay. A 17 will hit.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, wrong die. Sorry. All right, so that's an 8 plus 9. So that's 17 points of damage.
Okay.
And I still have a movement. I want to move behind the 2 guys with the shields as they kind of like form their little phalanx.
Okay. Okay, so you're going to move behind the two guards. Yeah, they have their shields up. They're ready to receive. It is my turn. These guys are going to fire. Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. One of your guards, yeah, he drops. So he takes 2 blasts. He, had a shield up, but it's one of those things he like looks up to check their momentum. And he takes 2 blasts like in succession and drops. So it is just the one guard and you. And the one guard, he's hunkering down behind his shield. Elry, the other would-be assassin is looking around the room for you. And it looks like he is not finding you.
I would like to do the same thing again, since that he's aware that I'm there, but he doesn't know where I am.
Yeah, no, he knows you're in here. He come on out, little one.
Do I still get my surprise or my?
You're attacking from hidden.
Okay, let's do this shit.
We don't need to do this all night. Let us
Go ahead and kill.
it.
Go ahead and kill him. It's a natural 20.
Roll it. I want to know how much pain he goes through.
I'm gonna leave them all in here. I hit my 8. My 8 was a 6.
Roll all of the dice. All of them.
Let's take a look at them real quick. There we go. So if we add all those up, let's see, we got 8, we got 10, it's 18, plus 5 is 23, plus my regular, 23 is 46, and then let's see, 46, 50. Do you have 50 damage?
Yeah, he's got this like long rifle, and he's like looking the entirely wrong direction, Elry, as you just like pop up and draw a bead, and he like turns and looks at you.
Before he takes a shot, he goes, wrong side. Boom.
And yeah, he almost started to have the look of surprise on his face as he like turned and just takes the shot and just drops. And all is quiet in the dining room once again.
And just like exactly like the end of Last of the Mohicans, Elry picks up one of the rifles and begins to run as he's chasing after Dakul to reinforce his brother's position from the rear. He is going to try to attack these assholes that are going after Dakul. And
all right,
let's keep doing this.
And as promontory bellows from the speakers, oh gosh, Last Mohicans, anything Daniel Day-Lewis, I'm there, especially Last Mohicans. So yes, you kick the rifle up and you run in motion. Dakul. From down the hallway, these guys have found. It looks like they found some good spots as y'all have decided to make a stand at the end of this hall at this T intersection. They're only about 50 feet away, but they have found a good doorway where they're both just like the rifles are down the wall, right, and they're just kind of like leaning out to shoot and then going back in cover. So. It is your turn once again. You have one guard with a shield up that provides you a little bit of cover, but it is your turn once again.
The small retreat was for the purpose. Need proper elbow room to roll the proper blunt. So as the laser fires are going on,
Lights
the slip. pulls hard, lets it just sink in his chest, glances at his mother, and just gives her a protective but knowing wink. I got this. And pushes out fairy fire.
All right. So you push out. You become in honor of the lead singer of Prodigy. You push out a little bit of a fire starter, and you breathe with it. And smoke fills the hallway. So
I'm about to smack my bitch up next.
it's a deck save, right?
Yeah, 17.
Better smack that bitch up. Okay, yes, both of these guys, they're like leaning out. Smoke fills the air, the area, and then Coup, you see just like wafts of smoke kind of cling to both of them. It kind of makes their arm, like everything that just is barely sticking out from cover, that much more visible. So you do. So that is your action.
Yes.
Casting that. Do you do anything with your bonus or your move?
Can my bonus action after fairy fire be one more attack move with my bow, or is the bonus action?
Unfortunately, you can only do bonus actions after you use the attack action. You could make a dodge, so it's harder for them to hit you. You could do that with your key.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I would use that bonus.
You take the dodge action. Okay, so they're making their attacks against you at disadvantage now, which they do, and they each take a couple of shots down the hallway, and all of them, Coup, you are a blur of motion as these bolts go flying past both the guard holding his shield, and it looks like he's actually starting to get a little rattled. He's kind of getting withdrawn and just kind of staying behind his shield. But the bolts slam into the glass behind you, and you can hear the distinct crack of glass as they've been hit multiple times. It looks like it might begin to crack and break. Elry.
I'm coming up behind these punks.
Okay. So Elry, you are, if you make 2 move actions after leaving and heading there, you can see them in the distance. You can see the telltale glow of smoke kind of clinging to them out of these doorways, one on either side of this hallway. It looks like Coup has hit them with his fairy fog, and that's what you see.
Okay, I will use my regular action and my cutting action to dash to the. You say I can get within range if I use 2 move actions.
Yeah,
and Elry's going to stop and spin the gun out and aim down the hallway and take a shot at the backs of one of these guys, because let's go back to AD&D and do a little backstab.
Yeah, and I will rule. Their focus is completely forward. While you're not attacking from hidden, they do not know of you. So
I get advantage anyway too because of the fairy fire, right?
Oh, Dedoy, so it doesn't even matter. Sorry. But yes, these guys do not know that you are coming up behind them.
Okay, 8 and 11 breaks down for 19.
19?
I'm assuming.
Okay, 19 will hit.
8.
Hilda and Kiana, could y'all please roll me initiative also?
Okay, so there's a bunch of ones in there. 1, 3, 6, 12 plus 8 is 24. 24 with my shot.
24 damage?
Yep.
Okay, Assassin 1 or Assassin 2?
Let's go 2.
2? Okay. So you strike this guy, you clip him in the shoulder, and you see his left arm kind of go dead as he like spins around and looks, and he, behind us! And it looks like he's about to spin around while the other one looks over his shoulder and then continues to fire down the hallway.
I cannot hide because I used my bonus action to. So Elry will stand in the middle of the hall and just spread his arms open in like a Jesus Christ pose. Take your best shot.
Oh, so we're moving to Soundgarden puns? Okay. Now that you have given me this pretty noose, the day that Elry tried to live was definitely a boot camp. Anyway, sorry. I could literally do that all night. Hilda and E404, give me your initiatives right quick. As y'all are headed back to the palace?
2. Not 1, but 2.
No, it was a 2, right? It's a 2.
2.
Just want to make sure I got that.
2.
And a 15 for E.
15 for E. E, you are drawing close to the palace. About a third of the way down on one of the floors, you see like purple like laser fire like fire out of the side of the building. And it hasn't shattered the glass, but you see that. That's what you see as you are like flying in, heading to the top landing. What would you like to do?
How close is this glass to shattering?
You're not sure. It's in the distance. You do know that it's not shattered. A couple of bolts have gone through, but like you have not seen like an explosion of glass to go tumbling down to the street below. But you do see that, like,
Okay.
It's pretty obvious from the direction you're heading.
All right. I would like to shift a trajectory towards that.
Okay, so you're heading down. Okay, so you're heading down. It is these guys' turns. Elry, as you Jesus Christ pose it, this guy takes a couple of shots at you. What's your AC?
18.
18. Okay. All right. You get hit twice.
Or with what? What was the rolls?
Let's see. I rolled a 16 plus 6. That's a 24, and then the other was a 19 plus 6. So that's a 20. It's a 25.
Okay. I am going to evoke the power of second chance. When a creature rolls an attack roll against me that I don't particularly like, I will force that creature to re-roll.
Okay.
So I would like to use that to remake them re-roll.
One of them or both of them? Just one of them?
Just one of them. Just one of them.
Okay. I rolled an 8. So that would only be that'd only be a plus 6, 14. So only one of these hits you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you take 14 damage as this guy levels this rifle at you and take a shot high on the shoulder. The other bolt goes wide. The Coup, the other guy, he takes an aim at you for taking the dodge action though. So that's at disadvantage. So first bolt, that's a 13. That's a miss. Second bolt is a 16 and a 14. So that's going to be 20 is my lowest.
It's 20 is on the nose.
20's on the nose. So you get hit with this bolt of energy.
All right.
Do you want to do anything being a monk?
It's on me.
I'm only being nice because you're a monk and I love monks, but you do have that whole.
Oh, it's the bolt. I'm sorry. Yeah, can I? Yeah, I'm sorry. Can I it counts as a. You're saying it's a bolt, not laser fire, right?
I mean, it is a ranged attack. I'm not distinguishing between like whether or not you can dodge or you can deflect a ranged.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna deflect. I thought I'm thinking in my head it's like lasers and. Again, man, I can Luke Skywalker this shit. Come on, let's go.
Okay. So give me your I believe what is it? You roll a D10 plus your something?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now, brother. I'm so sorry. Caught me a little off guard on that one. Yeah, it is a D10 plus 5 plus 10. So let's see. Come on, baby. You're gonna right. So that's a 6 plus 5 is a 11 plus 10 is a 21.
Okay. So that I rolled a 9 plus 5, so that's 14 damage. So it was enough to overcome the damage. Did you want to spend a key point to try to like deflect it back on the guy?
Oh yes, return to sender.
Okay. Well then go ahead and make that attack roll, and he is fairy fogged, so that's an advantage.
Oh, let me get both of these bad ones out. Come on. All right, both of them. Oh, no, fell off. One's a 16 and a 5, so I'll take 16 plus. 23. 23.
Oh, that's a hit. Oh yeah. So yeah. So just roll a D10.
Come on, baby. That's 12.
12.
Both
Okay.
ones are-
Yeah, you're that blast. He like takes aim and he's like, "Ha, I gotcha!" And you like throw your sword up and just deflect it right back at him, and it catches him in the arm, and he spits a curse and looks over at his compatriot, who just took a shot from Elry, and it is now Hilda's turn. Hilda, you see E basically go into kind of a dive. And you saw as well. I mean, bolts of energy flew out of the building as y'all were approaching the landing, about a third of the way down, and you see E heading towards a dive. What do you do?
I would do the exact same thing.
Okay. So yeah, y'all are both heading there. It's not going to take long diving and just full moving. You'll be there next round. Top of the initiative, it is Elry's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna stay where I am and take another shot at the cat that I hit the first time I Assassin 2.
Mhm.
So I get advantage, right? Because we're still very fired up.
Yeah, he's still fairy fired. Yes.
All right. That is a 6 or 15. That'll work. So 23.
23 hits. Yes.
7. Oh! I'm going to that one. Hold on. Here we go. That is a 6, a 6, a 6, a 4, and a 4. So that's 26 plus 7 is a 33. Right? Yes.
Holy shit. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that'll do it. You pull your gun up there and you wait and just wait, and sure enough, the dude pops out to make a shot, and you catch him right above the left eye. And you see the smoke like pouring out of the hole as he's just like, and just tips over and falls into the hallway.
And then Elry is going to cartwheel into the smoke created by DeCool and hide.
Okay. Yeah, totally do that. DeCool, it is your turn.
Yes, fully energized and realizing the battleground is filled with smoke. I will close the distance with my sword, running straight for him, planting a foot on the side of the wall, running up the side of the wall, and on top of the ceiling, dropping down upon my victim with my sword out, desperately plunging the sword into the nape of his neck. Let's do that advantage, right? Fairy fire still kicked off?
Fairy fire still going, man.
Oh. One of them's a 19. That'll work. So 19. That's a 26. And for damage, let's see. I love being a monk. They're so much fun.
Monks are the best.
So that's damage. Oh, I also want to use my my second attack if this does not drop him by some chance. Sorry. So that's 11 points of damage.
Okay. So yeah, you run up the wall as he's like firing off shots. They ricochet off the wall just below your feet, and you come down with your blade and you strike true. You cut him right across the neck and the chest, and he and hits the ground. All is quiet. The smoke.
Oh, hey, you got one.
I most certainly did, as the Coup
Good
wipes
for
the blood on his carcass.
And E and Hilda, y'all see each other as y'all pull up outside the glass that was shot, and y'all look down the hallway, and there are these eagles like basically hovering in space. As you're just kind of like looking through the glass at each other, these guys dispatched, and E and Hilda are like, what's going on?
E will wave first, and then look as confused as a facial expressionless robot can.
And DeCool and Elry, as you look down the hallway past E44 and Hilda, in the distance, you see an immense form fly out of the sky, golden wings and body, and it crashes down on a building in the distance, some government structure, you're not really sure, and there's a screech of anger, you're not sure, but it's definitely worth a Constitution save. But we're going to have to hang on for that until next week, as an immense monstrosity has attacked the city at large here on Starward Bound in the Heliax Sphere, because God damn it, this is Starward Bound and crazy shit happens. So that's going to be it for tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed out there. Let's run around to cast and crew, see how everybody liked it, see where we're going from here. We're as always, we do reverse order, starting with you, Greg. WTF, man?
Hey, listen, just so everybody knows, Elry can kick a little ass when he needs to. He could take in at least one more shot like he took. By the way, Elry would say this when this fucking thing explodes in the distance. He would look through the glass at E404 and Hilda and say, "Hey, we took care of everything in here. You guys are up." And he'll point towards the gold thing in the distance. I love this game. I love playing with all these people. It's absolutely just very, very cathartic. I needed it tonight very much. I appreciate it very much. Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, part of the Tales from the Grim team on the Twitch. What I will promote is this. We have a lot of fun things coming up on the channel. Follow me on Twitter to find out exactly what that is. But this Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, my DM for this episode, Jonathan Pruitt, will be on Highlander If on a Winter's Night, and he will be playing a Roman immortal in the vein of Highlander. And we've had some fun with that so far, and we will see if he can meet the final foe at the end for the gather. We'll see. See how it goes. But until next time, everybody, Elry's going to be licking his wounds a little bit, but he also has a couple more notches to put in the old bedpost. See you next week.
Awesome. Next up, Kiana. You haven't gotten a chance to murder anything lately, so...
No, I haven't, Pruitt. And I guess it's time now. After the whole Constitution save or whatever. I guess. But no, this was awesome. I love this game so much. We get to do some weird shit and fight weird things and find out mysteries, maybe. Shady, shady people. shady people, and E is too trusting. So it's always a fun time of like the moment just being like, they seemed okay. I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. But Until next time, you guys can find me over on Twitter at KennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing, because I'm on the internet playing role-playing game almost every day of the week. You can find me back here on WebDM on Sundays for The Lost Girls, our 80s Cypher vampire game. Super awesome stuff. My character has been kidnapped by shadow demons, and maybe dead.
As you do.
As you do. So we'll see where she's at on Sunday. And the other thing I am going to plug is that I got to be a part of a anthology zine called Legacies, which is all about highlighting Asian American stories and experiences. So I got to be a part of that. I have a essay in that, and it's being kickstarted right now. So we got a bunch of awesome rewards and stuff, and we'll also help to fund a full print run, which is super awesome. So please go check that out at Antho Legacies. I'll put the link in chat. And I can't wait for next week. Go back into space, fight a giant gold bird thing. I don't even know what it is anymore.
I mean, just kind of think of it as like a rock, but mechanized. I mean, no, that's not that big of a deal.
Great. I love it.
It's only like 100-foot wingspan.
Awesome.
We'll just put in Voltron. We're fine.
Right. I mean, you have your own version of this thing. I mean, it's only like 1,000th the size, but it basically looks like that, more silver instead of gold. Anyway, next up, Emma, how are you doing? You doing okay?
I'm good.
Did you make it?
What?
Did you make it?
Made it. I made it. I had a good time. I did not start open warfare in a military academy, and I'm glad that didn't happen. And I'm so thrilled that so far we have saved your mom at least twice, if not 3 times. And DeCool's a good son, and it makes me very happy. And I am excited to fight this thing, especially because if you look at the picture, it's got a cute little bird tummy. And I'm excited to stab it in the tummy.
I can't wait to tell you all the story for that.
Great. That sounds awesome. I am the communications director for WebDM. Though the next time I'm going to be streaming on the internet, I will be on Tales from the Mists on the D&D channel on Friday night, 9 p.m. I am one of the guest players from now through the end of the whole season. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. My character doesn't have any secrets at all or anything. It's awesome. Yeah, and we've got Lost Girls, and I believe Grant has a Gamers with Grant conversation on Saturday as well, and then regular old Land Between Two Rivers. It's such a busy time on Twitch for WebDM. It's awesome. I can't stop talking, so I'm just going to stop talking now. Thanks.
Okay, there you go. I just wanted to see if she would keep talking. Anyway, yes, it is an exciting time. Please check out all of the fun things that we do have to offer. And last but not least, Trey, how's it going, man?
Yeah, yet again, another great classic, man. God, it has so much in it. I mean, I'm still trying to get over this little Oedipus complex I got over Angela Bassett. I know it's not really Angela Bassett, but that's how it looks in my mind. Gosh, she's fine, old lady. Whew. Yeah, but you know what? Okay, here's the thing, man. I really did want to do like the little dumbwaiter cart and have Ellery in the bottom of it, but I'm glad that we went the smarter way because Ellery had a way better idea of a plan. So I'm glad that we got that all out of the way. Hey, man, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be Luke Skywalker just for a moment, man. All this stuff wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for that insane mind Grant in the back flipping the switches, the amazing cast, and of course, number one, our beautiful fans that comment and have the funniest things to say. Thank you all so much for tuning in. My name is Trey Murphy, but you can reach me out on the Twitter sphere at Sintel or also on Instagram at Sintel as well. If you do have time, please check out Lights, Camera, Discover. It is a nonprofit organization where we teach the filmmaking process and storytelling to kids who may not necessarily have all these wonderful opportunities. So please check it out. And if you want, throw a little bit of change at us. That we take that too. Looking forward to next week, man. This is just, as always, man, it's such a beautiful thing, man. I'm just happy to be in y'all's world. Thank y'all.
Well, I appreciate each and every one of you coming back every week and sharing in this story that we are telling here. It's a wild one for sure. Before we get out of here, be sure to visit our sponsor, Tabletop Loot. WebDM15 gets you 15% off. Check that out. If you got that Twitch sub burning a hole in your pocket, go ahead and send it our way. If not, make sure you're at least following us. Come back, check all the fun stuff that WebDM has to offer here on Twitch. Until next week, we'll have to see how this all shakes out. Like this bird here in the Heliax Sphere, each one of you four, you're the wind beneath my wings. Y'all take it easy. And may the dice ever roll in your favor.